Yikes. 70 grams of sugar in this little bitty bottle? There's no way that's good for you. In fact, I know it's not. The Grapevine Center for Mental Health Recovery says that people who consume sodas like this, especially the diet versions, are 3 times more likely to have a stroke and develop dementia. Not to mention that these types of beverages are the key contributor to the over 70 million Americans who are obese. And the problem is that sugar-sweetened beverages are a major key contributor to the obesity rate, and no one has decided to do anything about it to try and reduce those rates by a lot. My goal today is to show you how obesity rates can be reduced by imposing a tax on the thing that contributes to them most, sugar-sweetened beverages. I'm going to talk about obesity rates and how to reduce them with a tax. Which brings me to my first point. Just how high is the American obesity rate, and why is it a problem? It's a problem because in today's society, over 2/3 of the adult American population are obese, and the main factor of that growing number is sugar-sweetened beverages. Now, this is a map of the United States and its predicted obesity rates by the year 2030. As you can see, most of the states are one color or a very, very similar color. The state that I live in, Texas, right here, is expected to reach a rate of 50% by the year 2030, and so are a lot of other states, and some are even expected to reach 60%. A nonprofit organization called the Urban Institute confirms that no state has enforced a tax on sugar-sweetened beverages, but that some cities have levied the soda taxes. Some cities such as Philadelphia, District of Columbia, Seattle, and San Francisco. The rates are only going to continue to rise unless we do something about it. The U.S. Department of Health should impose a 30-cent tax on all sugar beverages in America with 20 grams of added sugar or more. Now let's go into a bit more depth for this solution to the rising obesity rates. By imposing this tax, we are going to drastically reduce the obesity rates in America. It worked for Mexico, so why wouldn't it work for the United States as well? Well, in 2014, Mexico enforced a tax on sugar-sweetened beverages and have seen a over 6% reduction in the consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages. And according to the Michigan Center for Diabetes Translation Research and the National Institute for Public Health of Mexico, in 2012 they found that 71% of the adult Mexican population was obese. So they enforced the tax. And so by enforcing the tax in the United States, it will encourage people to stop buying and consuming sugar-sweetened beverages, lose unwanted weight by participating in physical activity, and lower the current obesity rates in the United States, which is about a little over 40% as of 2020, according to a nonprofit organization called the Trust for America's Health. And the Rhode Island Department of Health stated that sugar-sweetened beverages have no nutritional value and are a major contributor to weight gain. And by placing a tax on them so that people will not want to pay for them and consume them, they are now able to have this big opportunity to live a much healthier and confident lifestyle. So today we talked about the rising obesity rates in the United States and why it is such an issue. And we talked about how to reduce those rising rates with the help of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. I believe that I have achieved my goal of showing you the obesity rates and how they can be reduced by imposing a tax on the thing that contributes to them most, sugar-sweetened beverages. So, the next time you do decide to pick up a soda and drink it, I suggest reading the label before you do drink it, just to see what you're actually putting into your bodies. And if you do decide to drink it, please remember that you are 3 times more likely to have a stroke and develop dementia. So, are you still going to drink it? Is it worth the risk?